ridiculous. I just love how moody and really wonderful that piece is.
Yeah. Yeah, further on to a point where it's just, it feels like like I said, and you said, it's just like another banjo soundtrack, which is a positive. But part of me thinks, God, if David Wise was to do, a DK64 soundtrack, maybe we're missing like an alternate universe version of the game where David Wise continues on with his magical sound. But I think maybe at this point he was gearing up to do, I don't know, music on Donkey Kong Racing, which never happened. I don't know really why he wasn't on the list for this one, but yeah. Hey, them's the breaks, right? Can't really blame him for that. It's not his fault. But yeah, in my head, it's we could just pop our head into an alternative universe for 5 minutes. Well, maybe that's what I'd do. Just like, what's going on in this universe? Oh, David Wise composed for DK64. Wicked, I'm out. That'd be it. I'll back in. But yeah, that's just me, I guess.
Yeah.
But the sound effects we mentioned, the forefront of the sound effects really for me comes from the actual creatures themselves. The singers, they are absolutely just all over the game in terms of sound effects, and the enemies in the game as well. They all have their traditional, whenever you knock them out or you kill them, they just make their usual noises, and then a thing pops out of them which makes another jingle. And you're just like, okay, there's a lot of jingles to be listened to here, and they all have their own significance within the world. But I feel like it all fits. I do feel like the game, from an audio point of view, really does fit the visual style. And again, Rare just absolutely nailing it on the aesthetic side with the music and sound effects.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have to agree on the sound effects for the blue squirrels every time you hit them, and they make that bouncing noise when they bounce off their nose onto the ground. And little tidbits like that, for sure.
Yeah, it definitely all kind of pulls it together in terms of cohesion and stuff like that.
The little xylophone runs every time you pick up a collectible. The little, like, you hear the wood blocks in the back. The way that evokes kind of like that jungle feeling, just like every time you pick up a banana, I just that trigger, that hits the serotonin button for me. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, no, I always enjoyed that sound. One thing I actually want to talk about on the music thing, just really quick, is
I go for it.
I like how there was all the little mini games, including like the little mini game specifically where you're like in the little like kind of dark hallway and you got those security guard looking crocodiles with the flashlights and you gotta sneak past them in like the time limit or whatever.
Stealthy Snoop, I think.
Yeah, and there was like the particular like song that played there, and it was like anyways. I don't know. I always found like that really set the mood in a way, and like just worked out well. And I always found like those kind of things just really entertaining. And I'm not sure, but honestly, the Stealthy Snoop is one of my favorite parts of DK64, and I'm just not sure if other people felt the same way. I thought it was kind of an underrated thing about the game, and I was like, I'd like to see more of this. It's almost like DK
Yeah. I think they did a similar thing for Conquered Bad Fur Day, where the soundtrack was, it went from like, stealthy noir at some points to horror to this and that. And I think, DK64 does a similar job within those bonus barrel minigames, right? It's kind of, if it's not like a fun fair, like you say, it just fits the vibe of the level. And I like the fact that they go to the extra kind of extremes to make what you see, sound as good as, as that. It matches brilliantly. You always feel like the audio really just cements you into the level that you're in. Whether those bonus barrel games are any good or not is a different question, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, the music that goes alongside any of them really is, and the well done when you do it, and it's like, it all feels like you're at a fun fair, and